Is Cody Gakpo turning into a problem for Liverpool this season? It's high time we delve into this discussion, Reds, don't you think? When you glance at the £44 million man's stats for the season, you might be trickled into thinking he's on a spectacular run. 16 goals and 4 assists across 46 matches in all competitions, and impressively starting just 28 of those. The numbers speak volumes, don't they? Yet, despite these stats, there's an unanimous feeling among Liverpool fans that the Dutchman hasn't lived up to the expectations this season, especially after his recent lackluster appearance off of the bench against Manchester United in the FA Cup. So what's really going on with Cody Gakpo? How was the player who shone at the 2022 World Cup become a point of contention just over a year after joining Liverpool? Did Liverpool misprofile the player when signing him? And more importantly, how can we address this issue to help him flourish with the Reds? Don't forget to hit the like button though and subscribe button before we dive into this topic. Let's face it, when Liverpool shelled out £44 million for Cody Gakpo in January 2023, there weren't many voices against the decision. With Darwin Núñez still trying to hit his stride in England, Roberto Firmino battling fitness issues, and Luis Diaz sidelined with a serious injury, the move to bring in a new striker felt not just necessary but smart. And honestly, knowing Gakpo preferred Anfield to Old Trafford made the deal even sweeter, didn't it? Football opinions are notoriously fickle though. Today, you're hailed as a brilliant acquisition, tomorrow you might be labelled as a flop. That's pretty much the rollercoaster Gakpo's on. When Liverpool secured him, he was seen as one of the most promising talents in global football, and given the lack of top forwards available, snapping up the Dutchman seemed like a masterstroke by the Reds, and here's why that made sense. By age 23, Gakpo boasted an impressive tally of 55 goals and 50 assists in 159 appearances for PSV Eindhoven, coupled with a standout performance at the 2022 World Cup, where he netted 3 times in 5 matches. You get a glimpse of his caliber. Even more, his early days at Liverpool, with 7 goals and 2 assists in 21 league games, were far from disappointing, especially as he was adjusting to the demands of the Premier League. But if you're still on the fence, let's dive a bit deeper into what makes Gakpo stand out, shall we? After all, understanding the areas where he shines could shed some light on why he's not hitting the expected heights at Liverpool. Back in his PSV days, Cody mainly operated on the left wing. Thanks to his ability to carry the ball effectively, he could either dart down the touchline to deliver crosses with either foot or cut inside on his stronger foot to unleash shots from the middle. Yes, Gakpo is both a top-tier playmaker and a deadly scorer. Need evidence? Alright, let's start with this knack for creating opportunities. Before joining the Premier League, Cody was among the elite in terms of creativity, ranking in the 99th percentile for crosses and the 90th percentile for passes into the penalty area among attacking midfielders and wingers. He also averaged 4.73 key passes per 90 minutes. And perhaps even more remarkable, Gakpo's ability to directly contribute to goals was exceptional, averaging 1.36 goal-creating actions per 90 minutes, placing him in the 99th percentile among peers in his position. His clever dribbling, the capability to cross with both feet, and a sharp shooting technique turned him into a force of creativity. He was quite frankly a nightmare for opponents, and when it comes to shooting, this skill is perhaps his most formidable. Gakpo's ability to strike the ball is top-notch, capable of delivering with power or finesse from any angle, averaging 3.93 shots per 90 minutes and maintaining a shooting accuracy of 49%. He wasn't just PSV's primary creator, he was also their leading goal scorer. In a nutshell, Gakpo was the go-to player in attack, simultaneously posing the greatest threat for goals and acting as a creative monster. So what exactly has changed? How did he go from being the main man to now being seen as a problem? Well, yes, we acknowledge the vast differences between the Eredivisie and the Premier League. The tighter spaces, more aggressive defenders, and overall higher quality. But can Gakpo's struggles be solely attributed to these adjustments? Certainly not. Remember, while at PSV, Gakpo mainly thrived as a left winger. But does that mean he was confined to that role alone? Not at all. Klopp prizes versatility in his players, and Gakpo has shown he can be adaptable, capable of playing not just across the front line, but also as an attacking midfielder. And this is where things get really interesting, so bear with us. After transforming Wijnaldum from a winger to a central midfielder, and turning Firmino from an attacking midfielder to a false 9, Klopp embarked on a new experiment by converting Gakpo into a full-time striker. This significant shift saw Klopp position the Dutchman in the number 9 role 42 times, compared to only 10 appearances on his familiar left wing. For context, at PSV, PSV, Gakpo was the starting centre forward in just 15 matches, as opposed to 118 on the left wing, a stark contrast, right? Initially, Klopp even tried Gakpo as one of his midfielders at the start of the current season. But let's be clear, we're not pinning Gakpo's dip in form solely on Klopp's decision to shift his position. Given that Gakpo is versatile and one of his strengths includes carrying the ball through central areas while fending off defenders, it seemed logical for Klopp to utilise him as either a centre forward or a midfielder. So what's the real issue here? Well, let us explain. As we mentioned earlier, at PSV, Gakpo was the focal point of the attack. Everything revolved around him. However, at Liverpool, the scenario has dramatically changed. This video is sponsored by Cody Clothing. Cody Clothing is a Liverpool clothing site owned by match-going fans. Each design is limited edition and is perfect to wear on a match day, on the terraces at Anfield, down your local, or cozy in the comfort of your own home. As stated, each design is limited edition, and if a product is showing out of stock, they will not be restocking the item, so if you have your eye on something, grab it fast. Lastly, Cody Clothing wants fellow Reds to be 100% satisfied with their orders, so if there is a reason you're not happy, they will refund you with no questions asked. Head over to codyclothing.com or down into the link in the description to get all of your Liverpool merchandise. Anyway, let's get back into today's video. Despite moving to more central positions, Gakpo's role changed. He was no longer the primary creator or outlet. Instead, he transitioned into more of a facilitator role. With the Reds, Gakpo has seen a reduction in touches, shots, passes, dribbles and carries compared to his time at PSV. Conversely, his defensive contributions, tackling, blocking and intercepting have significantly increased. What does this indicate? Simply put, Gakpo has embraced being a more selfless team player, laying the groundwork down for others to shine. When leading the line as a number 9, Gakpo is often at the forefront of the press, and when Liverpool is in possession, he frequently drops back, opening up space for players like Salah and Diaz to exploit. But does this mean Gakpo's performances are solely a case of adapting to a more selfless role? Not exactly. We've yet to discuss the core reason behind his challenges. The crux of the matter is that Gakpo doesn't quite fit the striker role Liverpool needs. You might be wondering why, right? After all, Gakpo has the needed skills to play as a striker, right? He has the ability to link up play effectively. He's technically secure, capable of taking the ball in the half turn and driving forward. His physicality allows him to fend off defenders, and his height makes him a viable target for aerial balls, not to mention his speed. And, of course, his exceptional ball striking skills can't be overlooked. So what is missing in his arsenal that prevents him from fitting perfectly into the number 9 role? Well, it boils down to his player profile. Yes, Gakpo can serve as an effective outlet and pose a transitional threat, but it's not his forte. He prefers the ball to his feet, liking to receive it directly rather than chasing it into open space. This is exactly why Gakpo is struggling. To thrive as Liverpool's leading striker, especially this season, one needs to consistently make runs behind the defense, seeking the ball in space. Take Darwin Núñez as an example. He shines by making these penetrating runs for nearly the entire game. Or consider Erling Haaland, who focuses on staying high up the pitch with one goal in mind, scoring. How for Gakpo, he finds himself torn between his natural inclination to act as a connector and a player who thrives on combinations and the demands of being Liverpool's number 9, providing those consistent runs in behind. Since joining Liverpool, Gakpo has contributed to 28 goals, which is commendable considering he hasn't even been a regular starter. Yet his contributions have noticeably dropped compared to his PSV days, largely because he shifted to a more facilitative role, and another reason why his output has decreased is his tactical discipline. Like many Dutch players, Gakpo is extremely disciplined when it comes to tactics. That's why when playing as the number 9, he tends to restrain his natural tendency to drop deep for the ball and link play, which has impacted his overall output. A similar adjustment was required of Wijnaldum when he joined Liverpool. Originally playing as a winger or an attacking midfielder upon donning the red shirt, he was instructed to limit his box-crushing runs, effectively diminishing the attack threat he was known for. While this role adjustment might have impacted Gini's individual output, it has undoubtedly benefited Liverpool as a team, and a similar positive outcome may eventually materialise for Gakpo. But there's still one more issue surrounding Gakpo. It's evident that our discussion has highlighted factors that are currently affecting the player's confidence, which is the main reason behind his underwhelming recent performances. Despite aligning with the team first mentality, it's become apparent that Gakpo's confidence confidence is waning. A telling sign is his hesitance to utilize his formidable skill, his elite ball striking ability. Gakpo excels at creating space to unleash powerful shots from various positions, yet, of late, it is clear that his movement and timing for these shots are off, signaling a dip in his confidence. His decision making overall has been poor, which also indicates low self-belief. So what's the solution? How can Klopp and Liverpool ensure they're getting the best out of Cody Gakpo? When it comes to the player's confidence, Jurgen Klopp, with his exceptional man management skills, is arguably the best person to address Gakpo's issues. Klopp's ability to uplift his players is well documented, and there's little doubt he can boost Gakpo's morale. Now, when it comes to tactics, some might argue that Gakpo should return to his familiar left wing position, especially since one of his standout performances for Liverpool this season was in that role against Burnley. Well, if Darwin Núñez is fit, positioning Cody on the left wing makes sense, allowing his creative prowess to shine and maintaining the tactical discipline required on that flank, similar to what Luis Diaz offers. Alternatively, Gakpo could thrive as a second striker behind Darwin, utilizing his strength in carrying the ball in central areas. This flexibility could prove valuable depending on the approach of the next manager after Klopp's departure. However, if Darwin is unavailable, Cody should still lead the line, but with slight modifications. Allowing him the freedom to drop deeper to link play and combine could be key. He also shouldn't be seen as the primary box threat. Instead, facilitating his move into the penalty area as a second striker could be more effective because he excels in making those ghost runs. Again, it's a matter of the player's profile not fitting the current squad's dynamics, which brings us to the question, is this one reason why FSG made sure to do everything to bring Edwards back? Has the recruitment been more misses than hits in recent years? These questions will still need answers. The rise of Darwin Núñez this season, showcasing himself as the ideal forward for Liverpool, has certainly impacted Gakpo's minutes on the pitch and his role within the team, leading to a noticeable dip in his confidence recently. Yet, with the right direction and few strategic adjustments, there's every reason to believe that Gakpo can excel with Liverpool. After all, he possesses undeniable talent that seems just on the brink of making a significant impact. We've shared our thoughts, now it's your turn. Do you believe Gakpo can turn his Liverpool career around, or is he one of the Reds' recruitment mistakes in recent years? Will he be capable of regaining his confidence before the season ends, and will a new manager find the perfect way to utilize the Dutchman's skills? So many questions are surrounding Cody Gakpo, so we're eager to hear your opinions. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more Liverpool deep dives. Thank you, I'll see you all next time. Take care, peace.